Hello everyone, my name is Manjinder and today we are going to learn about Amazon Sagemaker. Amazon Sagemaker is a service provided by Amazon Web Services, which is a cloud machine learning platform. Sagemaker enables developers to quickly and easily create, train and develop machine learning model. And Amazon Sagemaker provides us many features like it increase the productivity, decrease the development cost. So in this tutorial, we are going to learn about how to build, train and deploy ML model in SageMaker. So for this, we are going to create notebook instance, then we are creating S3 bucket, then prepare the data, train the model and deploy the model. At the end, we are going to evaluate the ML model performance. So for this, after login into AWS Management Console, click on Services. Under Services, choose Amazon SageMaker or you can search SageMaker in the search field. Then click on Amazon SageMaker. So Amazon SageMaker console open and on the left side these are the features provided by Amazon. So under the feature we have ground truth which we use to label the jobs, dataset and workforces. We have notebook, we can create notebook instance. We have lifecycle configuration and git repository. We can process jobs. We can train the data using inbuilt algorithms. We can tune our hyperparameters and we have many more features like inferences. Under inferences we have endpoints, models, endpoint configuration, batch transformation, model package, and we have edge manager, augmented AI and AWS marketplace. So in this lecture we are going to prepare, build and train and tune and deploy machine learning models. So for this, first of all we have to create a notebook instance. For creating a notebook instance we have to click on notebook instance, then click on create notebook instance. Here type the name for your notebook instance. For example, I am typing SageMaker tutorial. Then choose the notebook instance type. Then under permission and encryption, create a new IAM role. We are creating new IAM role for giving the particular S3 bucket access to our notebook instance. So here I am clicking on any S3 bucket, then create role. So here our new IAM role is created, then keep the rest setting as it is and click on create notebook instance. Our notebook instance is created with status pending. Wait until the status changes from pending to end services. When status changes from pending to end services, then open your notebook instance either with Jupyter or with the Jupyter Lab. So here we can create a new notebook by clicking on new. Then we have to choose the appropriate environment. For example, Conda Python 2, Conda Python 3. I am choosing Conda Python 3 here. So in code cell we write a code and by clicking on run we can run the code. So in this tutorial we are going to learn about how to build, train and deploy ML models. So for this, first of all we have to import some important libraries. For example, like import SageMaker, import Boto3. Boto3 is a AWS SDK for a Python. Then we are importing get image URI from Amazon Estimator. Get image URI is a package which is used to pull the inbuilt algorithms from SageMaker. Then we are here importing session and S3 input from Sagemaker. The next step is to create S3 bucket. We can create S3 bucket by writing a code or by using S3 service. After login to AWS Management Console, click on Services, then under Storage, choose S3 or you can search S3. Then clicking on S3, from S3 Service Console, click on Buckets, then click on Create Bucket. Create, write the bucket, write the unique bucket name here. For example, my AWS bucket 3921. Then choose reason for your bucket and click on Create Bucket. So here our bucket is created. So S3 bucket is a scalable storage for storing trained data, test data and output of our model. So it's empty now, or we can create S3 bucket by using a code. For this we are here, we are we are getting our my reason. In my reason variable, here in bucket name we are storing the name of our bucket. In this line s3 equal to botto3 dot resource s3, we are accessing AWS s3 service. Then we are creating bucket with the US East 1 region. If there is any error, it show error message. Then the next step is to setting up output path. So output path is the path of S3 bucket where we have to store train data, test data and output of the model. Then we have to download the data to perform operations. So for this we are using URL library. By using URL library retrieve function, we are retrieving the data from this URL and storing it into the bank underscore clean.csv. As you can see, data is downloaded with the name bank underscore clean.csv name. Then we have to load the CSV file into a data frame. Here we are using pandas read CSV function. If there is any error, it show error message. Then we have to split our data frame into training data and test data. For this we are using NumPy split method. Here we are splitting our dataset into a train data and test data in 70 and 30 ratio. 70% is train data and 30% is test data. So we got these number of rows and these number of columns in train data, and these are the number of rows and number of columns for test data. The next step is to store the train data and test data into S3 bucket. For while storing train and test data in Sagemaker, the dependent feature should be your first column. So here y underscore yes is dependent column, dependent variable. So we are taking it as our first column and storing and creating train.csv. In the next column we are storing train.csv in S3 bucket, and we are doing same for test data. So in S3 bucket, as you can see, our train data and test data is stored. The next step is to build the model and train the model. For building and training a model, first of all, for building a model, we are importing get execution rule from Sagemaker, then storing Sagemaker session in ses variable. Here we are pulling our inbuilt XGBoost algorithm in XGBoost underscore container variable. Here we are creating the instance of our model by using sagemaker.estimator function, and in parameters we are giving XGBoost container variable, then role, instance count is total number of instance, then choosing the specific type of instance, then giving output path. Here then we are tuning hyperparameters for our model. The next step is to train a model. For training the model we are using .fit method and giving s3 underscore input underscore train means the path of the train data. Then run this cell. It will take some time. So here our model is trained successfully, and next step is to deploy the model. For deploying a model we are using .deploy method and giving initial instance count equals to 1, that is number of instance, and the specific type of instance as a parameter. Then the next step is to predict the values. For doing prediction we are importing CSV serializer from Sagemaker serializer. Then we are loading the data into test underscore data dot array variable. Then we are setting the serializer type. Then we do prediction using dot predict method, giving test data as a parameter. After that we store the predicted values in prediction underscore array. So this is the shape of our predicted values array. The next step is to evaluate the model performance. For evaluating the model performance we are comparing predicted values with the actual values. So here y underscore yes is actual value and prediction dot array is a predicted value. We are comparing these values. The overall performance of our model is 89.5%, and at the end we are going to perform the cleanup step. It's optional step. It is used to control or reduce the bill. For this we are deleting endpoint and deleting training artifact and S3 bucket. As we all know, in S3 bucket we have output, test and train data, and when we deploy a model it creates endpoint under the inference for XGBoost algo. For deleting these endpoint and S3 bucket data we have to write dot delete endpoints by configuring delete endpoint underscore config equals to true. This line delete the endpoints, and the next line here we bucket to delete equals to photo3 dot resource s3. Here we are accessing s3 bucket services and we getting the bucket name. Then we deleting the all objects that are present in s3 bucket. So by running this, as you can see, data in s3 bucket is deleted. So that's all about how to build, train and deploy machine learning model in Sagemaker. Thank you.